You guys, I've seen toxicity, but I've never seen it like this before in broad daylight. Week 7 was so emotionally draining for me and you guys, I'm very sure. From the polling stations to the vile words from Doi to the letter commotion, the kasala that the letter is causing in the house, just so much has to be unwrapped today on this show, Mado Africa, bringing you the Bbnaija All-Star Review. My name is Stephanie Bachu. Now let's get right into it. Let's start with that poll. Of course, we saw that Doyin and Whitemoneyy, they were sharing 17%. If Doyin's fans had put in more work to doing the web votes, she would currently be in the house. Whitemoneyy being 17%, Bbnaija being 26%, Bbnaija being 4%. I want us to actually analyze this poll because I feel like a lot of people, they're not logical sometimes. We keep saving people who are not really bringing anything to the show and taking Doyin out. Of course, Doyin is a vile person. She's mean. She's everything she accuses Bbnaija of being, but I mean, she was bringing drama to the show. I mean, like, she would always say something that would make people want to make her trend 247. So I enjoyed her living. I'm not even going to lie. Like, I really enjoyed her living. But at the end of the day, like, I also feel like we need a villain in the show to fill those shoes. Whitemoneyy should have left because I feel like if Whitemoneyy had left the show, the dynamics of the show would change. People like Mercy and Seyi will not walk around the house saying, "Oh, I'm a winner, I'm an acclaimed winner." But because if Whitemoneyy had left that show yesterday, I feel like they will sit up. I feel like, especially the people who know that they are top 2 or top 3, they will sit up. They'll be like, "Oh my God, if a winner is leaving the show at this time, then I can leave the show." Mercy and Seyi especially, they will not walk around that house thinking that they are the winners of the show. So I think production did not really try in keeping Whitemoneyy in the house. I kind of really wanted him to leave the house. Now, Bbnaija doing 26% is crazy. And there are two things from it. It's either her alliances came through or Bbnaija is building her fan base as the day goes, as the time goes. And I'm very grateful for that because I mean, people like we had different people campaign for. First of all, we had Thatcher campaign, we had Erica campaign, we had Lico Rose, we had Crush Nation, we had Adekunle's fans campaign, we had Spartans campaign. And if everybody's campaigning and they voted and she's getting 26% and Bbnaija is getting 39 point something percent, Bbnaija is winning the show. Let me just tell you people the honest truth. If Bbnaija is doing almost 40% without an alliance, she's going to win the show. This is how the math works because she almost got 40%. It was 39 point something. Let's just approximate that to 40%. And Bbnaija is getting 26% with all the alliances that everybody wanted to alliance do on paper or whatnot, and she still got 26%. I mean, like, you wouldn't compare. But people are still saying it's because Bbnaija did not stand up with people like Adekunle or Mercy or Seyi. For example, I have my fave in the house who I will not mention. The kind of effort that I'll put into voting for my fave is not the same type of effort I'll put into voting the alliance. For example, now, if Cross is my fave and then Kim Opera is up, the way I vote for Cross is not the same way I vote for Kim because I know that I would rather lose Kim than lose Cross. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I'll put in more effort in voting for Cross rather than voting for Kim. So that's why I also think that her fan base is growing at the time. I mean, like, we will not deny the fact that a lot of people helped Bbnaija this week. We will not deny the fact. But I like that she was able to do 26% on her own. And a lot of the people who happen to be alliances in the house, some of their fans don't really like her outside the house. Let's just get this clear and get it straight. I think Bbnaija is doing such a great job. Like, I mean, people said Spartans who happen to be CC fans voted for her, and Alexis fans, I don't know what they're called, voted for her, but she still did almost 40%. Like, we have to give grace, we have to clap for people, we have to give standing ovation when it's truly deserved. And on the internet, we're all seeing her voting center, so you have to give it to her. And like I said, Whitemoneyy leaving the house would have changed the dynamic of the house because it's too predictable now. Like, I feel like people are just fighting to be in top 5 and not fighting to win because they think that definitely the money is going to people like Seyi or Mercy. I mean, we had Tolani Badge come and say that she will not mind Mercy winning because she knows that she'll eat out of the money. And that's because of the type of person they've seen her eat. Like, it's just like, I feel like Whitemoneyy should have left because if Whitemoneyy should have left, the dynamics will change. Nobody will walk around being so confident. Everybody will calm down. What happened yesterday? Yes, Doing, I want to speak on what Doing did yesterday and why everybody is a hypocrite. Because at the end of the day, like I always keep saying on this show, that we need to give grace to these housemates. They happen to be in the house without devices, without books, they cannot even write a journal. They cannot even survive. They have to just face the chaos every day. We have to extend grace to these housemates. Like, I mean, like I opened Twitter yesterday and everybody starts digging Venita's old tweets. Everything Doing accused Venita of is who she is. She's a mean person. She's a vile person. So I don't think Venita will intentionally look for your trouble until you come for her. Like, she's on her own. But if you decide to buy market from Venita, that's when she will feast on you for about 3 days. But the thing with Doing is vile. Like, I remember the conversations that she had with Ike where she was like, don't tell me your insecurities because I will use it against you. Doing would intentionally pick words that she knows will hurt you. Like like we saw with Pere, I can't remember the words verbatim, but she said, I hope you know that you're not a fool or something, trying to question his intelligence, his social intelligence. Like, this was so unprovoked. This was somebody that literally just stood up from the garden and Doing is coming at him like that. Like, that's how vile she is. Like, she will use her insecurity against you. But with Venita is only bass. If you give me bass, I will give you boss. She accused her of different things. Like, I mean, she went to the dining room and said Venita is always making puking sound. She's always doing disgusting things. She's always making snide comments when she passes. That's when Doing passes Venita. Mind you, all of these things, Big Brother hasn't showed us. Multi-choice hasn't showed us. And if we know one thing, and we know one thing for sure, they've already painted Venita to be a villain of the show. If she was doing all these things, we would have seen it once, at least once. And I also feel like the fight that Doing bought from Bbnaija because of the entire like clothes situation with Ike, I feel like she's dragging week 4 into a new week. Like, she keeps on going to dig things from past week into the new week. She said Venita made a puky sound. Well, mind you, when she was having a conversation with Omashola and she mentioned Venita's name, she did the puking sound. When Soma had told her it was Venita that did the tree, she changed it from, oh, this is nice to, oh, it's not nice anymore. So everything she has accused Venita of doing is not what Doing herself is doing. And I also feel like the house guests really spoiled the game. Like, they came and told everybody, oh, this person has arisers now, this person is a mean girl, this person, your ship is not working. I feel like they spoiled the game. And I also feel like Doing went into that diary room to sell the mean girl narrative, and Sisi said it. She trusts Doing to go and sell that narrative. She wants it to stick so bad. So everything that she did yesterday was crazy, because I mean, you called this woman an almost 40-year-old woman acting old with 2 kids. And mind you, if they put both of you together, you really cannot compete where you don't compare. I just think it's so vile. Whatever she did yesterday, like, you can even tell from the audiences in the studio, like, they were not really understanding why she wanted to do so many things. And I also feel like Doing hinted that she needed Adekunle and Venita to be up. Like, I mean, like, she made them, she said Venita will not be here if not for Adekunle. She kind of hinted that she wanted both of them to be up, and she has been going around the house saying that it would be better if 2 of them are up so that at least one of them will go, because the shippers have to pick who their favorite person is, who they would rather lose in the house. And she believes that people would rather lose Venita than lose Adekunle in the ship. So that's all I have to say about Doing. Now let's get to Alex. Alex is, I don't want to call her a liar, but I'm going to call her a liar. Let's analyze the situation with Adekunle and Neo. Alex went around she didn't exactly go around saying, but when she was asked, she said that she saw Adekunle throw Neo's clothes. And mind you, Neo and Adekunle were not in the best mental space, or they were not really friends at that time. So like, any small thing they would have triggered. For example, if you are fighting with somebody and then you feel like you're in the same space with somebody, everything they say, everything they do, you think is directed at you. I do it too. People do it to me. If I'm not in talking terms with like my friend and then we're in the same space, any little comment she makes, I sort of feel like she's referring to me because we are currently not talking. And that's the thing with the dynamic or the friendship with Adekunle and Neo. Like, I mean, they were not in talking terms. Alex now went and said that Adekunle threw Neo's clothes. Mind you, she lied. So why do we choose to believe her now? I mean, when she was having a conversation with Doyin the day before Doyin's eviction, she said, oh, she has never really seen anything that has happened with Venita. She has never noticed all the behavior. She has never done this. She has never done that. Mind you, she goes and tells Sisi and Neo 30 minutes after Doyin is evicted, saying, oh yes, I've seen, I've heard, I've done. I mean, my girl, like, pick a side, pick a strong. I don't know. I feel like her storyline is just to instigate. Like, she just wants to pour kerosene in fire and just go back. And I think it's a good game, I would not lie. But, like, at the end of the day, there's life outside the house. And I keep saying it all the time. Like, if you're going to be in the house, and whatever character, whatever game you're trying to play, if it extends 1 month and you see that person, I believe that that's who you are in real life. We should always think about the connections that we have outside the house. Like, I wouldn't go, me and Stephanie would not go into the house and be a bad person, because at the end of the day, like, you never know who you will need outside the house. Like, we need to learn to establish friendships. Like, it's a game, good and fine, but let's play fair. Let's be good. Let's be human in whatever we're doing. Like, why lie? Why instigate? Why do so many things? Like, it's not giving. And the thing with Alex is she wants to be a saint. Like, she wants to be the purest of hearts. And I'm very glad and I'm very excited that everybody in the house has caught it. Like, she wants to be the Mother Teresa who never does anything bad. I mean, this is the same Alex that lied on Ike and we all watched the clip. Like, she's a liar. She's quite a good liar, and I don't know if it's for the game or who she is in real life. So I wouldn't exactly speak much on it, because at the end of the day, I genuinely do not know any of these housemates. So I like to think I'm unbiased to an extent. Let's speak on Venita and Sisi. Venita and Sisi are good friends. You know what? Let's address that letter first before we go to Venita and Sisi. The letter was quite malicious. Like, I mean, like, Angel is a very playful person. Everybody knows. Like, she's always fighting with the ninjas. She's always trying to do something silly. Like, I mean, when Adekunle went to apologize to Venita, if nobody's there, Angel will be there. She loves playing. Like, I don't know if it's because of her age or who she is in person. But that letter came from a malicious place, because if it was a prank, you would have just told, like, after a couple hours, like, bro, like, I won't prank you guys, but you people do not fall for it. She kept it. She kept at it. She kept at it. She really wanted them to fight. And she confessed to Soma that she saw that Venita and Sisi were connecting. They were trying to form some kind of system. And she just wanted to stir the pot a little bit. Like, at first, when I watched that video, I laughed, because I feel like it's funny. I felt like it was funny, and I felt like it was something I could do. But it held on for quite a while, and I feel like that's very malicious for her to do. And then, of course, she goes and tells Soma, and, you know, they plan to not say anything because they are scared of getting nominated by, like, everybody that he affected. Like, he affected Venita, affected Adekunle, he affected Sisi. That's why I think it was from a malicious place. And the words that she wrote, like, I feel like she wanted Venita and Sisi to clash. And I don't know if you guys have realized, Venita and Sisi have so much respect. I don't know if the respect comes from, hey, this babe get madness, or hey, this girl get madness, or it's just a mutual respect. Like, oh, I see you, I like you, you're hardworking, you always do so much. Because I've heard in different instances where Sisi kept on telling people that she rates Venita more than a lot of people in the house, and Venita does the same. Like, it's just, they don't talk, they don't tell themselves face to face, like, I say I rate you, but they go and tell other people, like, bro, I rate this Sisi girl, or bro, I rate this Venita girl. They act like they are married. Like, they act like they are in love. They act like they knew themselves before they got into the house. They are so positive towards themselves to other people. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's quite malicious for Angel to have been able to tell that friendship and kind of wanted to just stir the pot a little bit. Like, at first, I thought it was a joke. I thought it was just something silly. Like, Angel is a silly person. But at the end of the day, like, for it to go on that long, let's be honest with ourselves. And that's the thing with watching the show. We need to learn to be honest with ourselves. Like, we need to be honest with ourselves. You people who lie, you people are so delusional. And me, I'm the mother, I'm the queen of being delusional. But sometimes we have to put things into place and be reasonable sometimes. Like, of course, you do not like these people. You don't have a right to like them in particular. But, like, let's be honest with ourselves. You understand? I don't particularly like Doyin, but, like, she brought content to the show. Like, do you understand? She brought content. She brought talking points. I mean, you left Doyin And then you took Doing out and you left Whitemoneyy. Whitemoneyy doesn't exactly do anything for the show, but because of branding, I will not say too much because I don't really want people to come and attack me, even if I'm a one-woman army. Like, I'm just going to say my piece about who I think or what I think about the house. And let's always extend grace. Like, I make sure whenever I come here to have a conversation with you guys, I always point out that we should always extend grace to these people, because if you are locked up in a room with 20 other people for 1 week, you will not even survive 1 week, talk less of 3 months. Let's give grace. And these housemates are growing. They are growing. Venita is growing. Venita is one person that I know is growing. Venita of week 1 and week 2. If all that happened yesterday and she did not spark, you will know that this girl is sick. Like, she literally just did not give anybody the reaction that they wanted. She just kept her cool. Of course, she was upset because she was so quiet, but I liked that she has grown. People now went to start digging her old tweets. Like, what do you think? I thought we said we're going to be giving grace to people. Like, why? What are you doing digging tweets from 10 years ago? 10 years ago. Would you compare someone's mentality from 10 years ago till now? People change. Like, they either get better or they get worse. People change. Like, the idea... Please, let's not let that stick. Let's not let that stick. People started going to dig things, started lying. Like, I mean, there was a girl on Twitter saying that she went to the same school with Venita. I mean, Venita is 36. You literally just turned 22. Like, this agenda, this negative PR, like, I mean, like, it's not giving. Like, it's really not. Can we all just stop? Can we all just stop and just give these housemates a little grace, because they are humans. They are humans. And my prediction for this week's nomination, I think they are going to either go in 2 directions. They would either pick the people that they feel like are very strong, or pick the people that have not been up, because they want them to also feel like the jitters that comes with being up, like the nervousness, that comes with being up. And I really resonate with that, because I don't think anybody should sleep their way to top 5 or top 6 or top 7, whatever top that the finalists want to, whatever top Big Brother wants to do. I don't think anybody should sleep their way. I feel like top 5 should be people who have worked for it and people who deserve it. Like, you will not slip your way to that. Like, it doesn't make sense, because imagine taking out all the interesting people and having us watch boring people. Like, people who just walk around the house feeling like, oh, okay, I've arrived. Like, I mean, like, nobody will want to watch that. And I keep saying, like, we live in Nigeria. Like, everybody wants some sort of entertainment. Like, we cannot pay for DSTV or GoTV or Showmax and just get bored. We need a little bit of, and I say all the time, and people think I'm a chaos minister or whatever they want to tag me as. But, like, I mean, we need a bit of drama. Bad or good or evil or ugly, we just need a little bit of drama. Like, let's be honest with ourselves. If there's one thing you have to beat yourself, you have to be real. You have to be real. The black envelope. I just want to say a little thing about the black envelope. I feel like a lot of people are now going to be scared of the black envelope. And I also predict that in week 9, there will be 3 immunities. So every envelope will have immunity. And because people are scared of picking it, like, the 3 people who now end up finding it will now get immunity. Like, the thing about this show is that the finalists are always, there's always 1 weak link or 2 weak links in the finalists. Like, and the real dogs will now leave the show way before, like, week 10. Like, it's not giving. Like, multi-choice is fixed up for real. It's not giving. That's all I have to analyze and say. And I will keep saying, let's extend grace to these housemates. Let's consider the situation that they're in, the context of a conversation, who they are in person, and, just be happy. And let's stop fighting on the internet, loves. Let's really just stop fighting, and let's call Caesar Caesar. Let's call a spade a spade. This person is a liar. This person is mean. This person is vile. Of course, we can do that, but let's not be mean about it. Let's not be mean about it. All these are many one we ask through Mado. Anyways, I'll see you guys next week. Just follow the YouTube page, like, comment, subscribe, share to your friends. Follow me on social media. Follow Mado Africa on social media. My social media is Umbachi Stephanie. Mado Africa being our social media, and we'll be back next week. Goodbye.